Well, hello couples, it's Thursday, so that means it's time for another Tune Up Thursday. And you know what these videos are about. These are all about helping you to take care of your marriage. Now, today, I want to talk a little bit about money. I don't know if you've been married maybe a year, 2 years, 20 years, 25 years. Money tends to be a source of conflict in a lot of marriages. And I'll tell you why. Here's why. Because couples don't see money the same way. That's a pair of glasses, by the way, in case you can't tell. People don't see money the same way. Now, for example, some people see money as security, as safety. And so what they want to do is they want to make sure that they always have that safety net, always have that security. They tend to be savers. They tend to not be real big spenders, or if they spend, it's just a little bit here and there on things that are necessary. But we want to hang on to it because the more money that we have saved, then the more secure I feel. Now, some individuals in marriages see money as, hey, we got our bills paid, now let's go have fun. Let's go buy, let's go do. Sure, we're not going to get crazy or anything like that, but let's go, as long as the bills are paid, let's go do that. And here's the other thing. Some people see money as future. In other words, I'm working towards a goal. Like we want to own our own home, or we want to make sure that we have enough money to pay for college, or we want, and so you see a lot of different ways that people see money. Now, here's the problem. If you as the husband see money like this, we'll say A, but your wife sees money like this, we'll say B, then there's a problem, right? Because here's what I think about money. We should do these things. But your spouse will say, well, here's what I think about money. And so I think we should do these things. And then there comes the conflict. There comes the disagreements. There comes the frustration. There comes the arguments. And so what you have to do is you have to talk about it. Now, why did I choose to use the whiteboard today? I have no idea. I just thought I'd change things up. But you have to have a conversation about money, and not just a budget conversation, but you should have a conversation of how do you see, what does money mean to you? Does money mean security? Does money mean safety? Or for some people, you may say, well, money is identity. And so we got to have as much as we can so we can keep up with whoever, and because we got to make sure that we look like we have all the stuff. And so some people are they're obsessed with money, and that's all they think about. That's all they worry about. And some people are like, it's good to have it, but I don't need all that other stuff. I don't want all that other stuff. I'm just happy we can pay our bills. We get to do some things. So a lot of conflict happens when we have two different ideas about money, and so those ideas dictate how we think we should spend our money. So you need to have that conversation about money to say, first of all, we all need to get on the same page. That's the first start, is we got to get on the same page and say, okay, this is what we feel about money, okay? This is what we're going to do with our money. This is how we want our money to work for us. We want to make sure that we are both on the same page, because if we continue to live like this, then we're going to continue to be frustrated with one another. We're going to continue to have conflict with one another. We're going to argue. We're going to argue about things. Now, remember, your idea about money probably came from how you grew up, or how you saw your parents spend your money or not spend their money. So you kind of grew up in that, and you said, well, that's how I see things. Or you grew up in that and say, I want to be opposite of those things. I hated how my parents spent money or saved so much money or whatever. So in marriage, you want to have a conversation about money, and so that you can get on the same page, or at least get somewhere near the same page, so we can say, okay, here's what we want to do. Here's how we want to spend our money. Here's how we want to save our money. Here's how we want to invest our money. And oh, by the way, here are some goals that we're reaching towards. So we want to be debt-free maybe, or we're saving up for a vacation, or saving up for another vehicle, or saving up to whatever. But you got to have these conversations. And the worst thing that you can do here is assume that your spouse thinks and feels the same way about finances that you do. Now, some of you have been married for a long, long time, and this is no longer an issue. And if that's you, then I encourage you to be a mentor to someone. Maybe if there's a couple that you know that's struggling with this, be a mentor and just say, hey, here's some things that we did in our marriage to help us deal with this issue so it doesn't become a constant source of conflict in our lives. Okay? So, how do you see money? Do you both see money differently? And if you do, you got to have that conversation about it, and you have to get on the same page, or another way to say it, you have to get onto some type of common ground. Otherwise, this is going to be a constant source of frustration, a constant source of conflict, and a constant source of division in your marriage. And that is definitely not what you want to do. And remember, when you're approaching any conversation in marriage, you want to make sure that you come at it with humility. So you're not coming in here to win this argument. You're not coming in here to say, this is how we're doing, and I don't care what you say. You're coming in here listening, right? Listening. And then you're coming in here to understand. And then you're coming in here then to talk. Quick to listen, slow to speak, those types of things. All right? Money. It can be a big conflict, or it can be a great opportunity for conversation for you and your spouse to get on the same page and say, hey, let's do something about this. Let's work together on this. Do me a favor, like this video, share this video, and as always, please, please, please take care of your marriage.